All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone, taught us the truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect, that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the brothers that teach us word of sincerity. I'm the brother Iowa Lumia from the GMS Chicago branch. Here in Chicago, I'm going to be doing a lesson. Lord will not hope it be edifying. I'm just basically telling this lesson, vexation of spirit. Us being here in America, amongst these wicked people, talk about, wickedness, and living out wickedness, our spirit is vexed bad, especially being in this truth of having this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We are vexed by the everyday, doings in this society by these wicked people. So this is the book of 2 Peter 2:7. It says, "And deliver just lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds." Right, and the Lord put, that spirit, on me to make this lesson because, I was just walking, amongst a group of niggas. And what was these niggas, basically talking about and saying? A lot of them was talking about, smoking weed, committing adultery, different things like that. Your average day, everyday niggas. And this is the, type of people, that vex our spirit, day and night. So I'm gonna look into that word conversation because, Lot, had to go through it or whatnot also. During the times of Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot, was, he was vexed, living amongst those, residents of Sodom and Gomorrah. So I'm gonna look into that word conversation from the blue letter, Salakia. Because, us living in this society every day, it vexes us, to the point, where we want to do something to these people. But, we have to remain patient until the Lord comes back. But this is for the word conversation, in the lexicon of the blue letter Bible. It goes back to the word anastrophe. Let's see.
Strong's G391. Anastrophe.
And let's get it.
Anastrophe.
Right, anastrophe. Let me see, can I actually get it? Yeah, and it says what? For anastrophe, which is, went into the word conversation, it says what? A manner of life, conduct, behavior, or deportment. And right, these are the lifestyles that these people are living. Us walking amongst these people, living amongst these people, talk about wickedness all day, committing acts of wickedness all day. This is, amongst the people, we're around. And we be vexed by the conversations and wrongdoers of these everyday average people, But let's continue. This is the book of Proverbs 29 and 27. It says, "And a just man and unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked." Right, we don't, us righteous, being under this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai has given us, being of the hopeful righteous elect, Lord willing, we are vexed, by these wicked people. We don't, bold will, or we don't mix will, with these wicked people. Because our lifestyle, going back to the word conversation, which goes back to the word what? Anastrophe. We don't mix well, our lifestyles don't mix well with these wicked people. That's why we be vexed. Having that vexation of spirit. Because what? This is not the life, that we want, that these wicked people do. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 14. It says, "And I have seen all the works that are done under the sun." Right, meaning what? On here, down here on earth. It says, "And behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit." Right, because every day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep, you will run into a nigga or two, or even more than that. On your job, just doing your average day, walks, or anything like that. Salakia, brother. Salakia for the noise. Salakia for the noise, brothers. But I'm going to read that again. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. It says, "I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirits." Right, and like I was saying, Salakia for the noise, but Like I was saying, to the moment you wake up in the morning. Sorry about that. To the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you fall asleep. You want to be vexed living in this society. Having this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, it's impossible for you not to be vexed. Because it's a scripture that basically said, with more wisdom comes, even more sorrow. Roughly paraphrase, which I'm gonna get. But living in society, you're gonna run into a couple of niggas that's gonna vex you, and that's just the honest truth. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1:18, and it says, "For as much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." And why do I bring this out? Is because what? The more we know, because the Lord gave us this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. The more we know, or the more the Lord has given us, the more we'll be vexed, especially here in this society. We learn about the law, statutes, and commandments. We learn, the ways of our fathers, our forefathers, the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we look at, the state of this world, the state of our people, we be vexed. Going back to that word conversation, which is anastrophe. We are tired of of these these people living these wicked lifestyles. Sodomy, adultery, niggas selling weed, just to name a few things. We are vexed. We are vexed in the spirit that we see these things every day. Having the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, having the wisdom, given from up high, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, "Folly is set at great dignity, and the rich sit in low place." Right, folly is glorified, in this place America, which is Babylon the Great. And that's why we be vexed. Because what? We on the highways and byways teaching our people, the way that Yahweh Shem Shai, wants them to go. But what? They'll look at us like we funny, or they'll look at us like we silly, But at the same time, another nigga will come up and be like, he'll glorify having sex with another man's wife and smoking weed, and that man will be glorified for it. That's why we be vexed, especially here in this society. Because wickedness is put on a pedestal. It's like I said, I was walking, and around every corner you heard a nigga, spewing on doing some wickedness. And this is why this place got to be destroyed, because what? It's like I just mentioned a few minutes ago. The moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you fall asleep, it's nothing but vexation. Vexation of spirit. And it's impossible not to run into these people on a day-to-day basis. Talking about wickedness and doing wickedness. I want to touch up on this scripture one more time before I close out. But this is the book of 2 Peter 2:7. It says to deliver just lie, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And we know what happened during the times of Lot, during the times of Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot was in the midst of these wicked people. Those Sodomites. It says for the vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. We went over that word conversation, which goes back to the word anastrophe, which goes back into talk about what? The wicked lifestyles that these people participate in. It says, "For the righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day when there are lawful deeds." And how the scripture talks about, there is nothing new under the sun. Just how Lot was vexed for the filthy conversation of the wicked, going back into their lifestyle, their wicked lifestyle. The same as us, the hopeful righteous elect, the men of the Lord. We tired of hearing the same bullshit every day. Niggas talking about the same bullshit. Talking about wickedness upon wickedness. That's all they talk about on a day-to-day basis. But this is, the current state of the world right now. But with that being said, I hope this, lesson was edifying. So I'm going to end it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem B'Kapotash. Double honest, the elders and the apostles of great millstone who taught us the truth. Salutations to the hope we like, that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the blessed teachers, word, and sincerity. Lord willing, I hope this is edifying. And Lord willing, I'll come back with another lesson soon. Shalom. And until next time, a ball.